We have a package. So I've been talking about getting a knitting machine forever, and my partner lovingly bought me one for Christmas, and I have absolutely no patience. And you know, I didn't really grow up doing the whole gift thing for Christmas, so I don't really know how to wait. So let's enjoy my Christmas gift together and set up my knitting machine. Let's open this bad boy up. Okay, upon opening, this is what we are looking at. I got the LK150. It comes with a hefty instruction manual, which I will be reading. I love a good instruction manual. It also comes with this. I don't know what any of this means yet, so oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I just want to acknowledge that, like, I'm really grateful for this. I grew up quite poor, but now we're like financially pretty comfortable and we're able to like splurge on something like this. I definitely don't want it to be like, you should also get this, right? Because this machine was like $500, $600, which is like a ridiculous amount of money to spend on something like this, right? But because this is something I do for a job, and you know, I'm really passionate about designing garments, experimenting with stitches and stitch work. You know, I predominantly crochet, and I love knitting too. I actually started off knitting, but you know, the reason that I wanted this machine was to sort of speed up the process, particularly with knit garments. And two, it's such a dream of mine to be able to start selling finished products that I make. But oftentimes, because of the amount of time that goes into crocheting a garment, I'm like, I can't part with this. Like this cardigan, I'm like, I can't part with you. You're my baby. But I feel like if I have a machine to really sort of automate and, you know, optimize and make the entire garment creation process more efficient, then maybe I'll be a little bit more open to selling garments. I am incredibly privileged and fortunate enough to like be able to even have like the space, the wherewithal, the ability to have this, and I'm just soaking in that. Like, I'm just like processing my gratitude right now. So sorry. I'm just so excited. Okay. Let's read how to set up the machine. Okay. I also really want to extend my gratitude to you guys, because I literally would not have had any excuse to buy this had it not been for you, your wonderful, you know, community here, and you know, everybody finding me and really supporting and loving my work. I really appreciate that. I'm so grateful for it, like every single day. I think it's beyond amazing and beyond cool that like people just want to tune in and listen to a random girl like, you know, nerd out about fiber arts and all that. So I'm really grateful for you guys. I'm literally teary-eyed. I don't want to talk about it. Get out of here. Okay, wait, look at this. Can you see it? Oh my god, in all its glory. Look how big she is. I really hope she fits. Oh! Ta-da! Okay, so apparently where the needles are, A, B, C, D, that will make it like your needle position. It makes it so that you have different forms of knit. They keep referring to something as a Russell lever, and I don't, not lever, lever. Now that sounds weird. And I don't know what that is. I grabbed some random yarn that I have to test out stockinette stitch. I also apparently need to put it to the dial that is appropriate. So I'm gonna dial it to like 4, maybe. I wish instead of just kind of generally showing you that they gave you like exact, if you are working with like a DK or light DK or whatever. That'd be really nice, but that's okay. Something's happening. I don't know what, but something. Wait, I high-key did this wrong. I high-key did this wrong. Thick. Okay. I don't know why the comb is giving me so much confusion. I feel like I just don't have like the right hand technique for like doing it, you know? I'm sure I will get better at this with more use and more practice. Okay, it's like alternating. Yeah. It's officially time to start threading my yarn through. Something like that? Question mark? We're gonna try this. Oh, something's happening. Something is happening. I don't really know what. Oh shit, something's happening. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Ah! I feel like maybe something fucked up, but it's okay. It's alright. Oh no, I see loops. Wait, okay, I feel like this is gonna be easier by like kind of this. Oh! Guys, this is sick. I definitely messed up because I see like some yarn right here that I'm sure I'm not supposed to be seeing. I'm gonna try to like, I should really just probably read the manual, but it's good to figure things out. It fell off. That's so cool. Oh my god, look how tightly knit that is. Oh my god. Wait. This machine is amazing. I love her. This is what it's looking like. I also think that for this specific yarn size, this is kind of what I was struggling with in the beginning, was like understanding what yarn weight this yarn would classify as. I think I definitely went too small. Like I did it too tightly. It's very reminiscent of the circular knitting machine. I have had the Centro circular knitting machine before, and I currently have the Addy. It's very similar, but with circular knitting machines, because I've done them before, I know that there are certain techniques that can really help with casting on and casting off, and that's kind of what I want to look into, because it's kind of doing the same thing as a circular knitting machine, where your stitches are still live once you cast off, unless you use a different cast off method and cast on method as well. With a circular knitting machine, I normally like to use a little bit of scrap yarn to get my rows started, and then I'll also use some scrap yarn to no, the circular machine is a swirl, or a rotating dial. So like I'll like rotate it, and I'll use a bit of scrap yarn to, you know, turn it off and cast off. Make like a skinny scarf. Ooh. I think it is time I take a lunch break, maybe do a little Googling, and then we'll be back. I took my lunch break, but now I am going to read the manual for a bit. Yarn end to yarn clip. Okay. I think reading through the instruction manual was really great because I learned a little bit more about what these things are, the claw weights. But I think it would be really helpful to have a project in mind, because it was kind of showing like various methods of different garments that you can use or you can make, and etc, etc. I think that the best strategy, Go Stream Strategy by Twice, it's out now. I believe that the best way to get into a certain craft is to have a project in mind that you really want to complete. I just find that that helps with, you know, when you're losing steam. Guys, Should I try to make an off-shoulder sweater?
Oh Lord. Again.
Me and off-shoulder like this. This is kind of just like a scrap yarn that I always kind of have a bit of scrap yarn, or like not even scrap yarn necessarily, but like a ball of yarn that is just something that I'm like, I don't think I'm really going to use this a lot in a project necessarily, but it's always good to have for experimentation and you know, just that kind of purpose. All right, so I'm gonna give this another go, and I'm gonna try to make a better sample of what I just made. Is it better to start it on the right side or the left side? I don't know. I don't know if there's like a big difference, truthfully. All right, okay. It all got fucked. Oh, okay, not too bad. Not too bad, like, to take it out. Oh, it also said something about a yarn end holder. What I remember. I think it's getting caught on, like, imperfections in the yarn, honestly. Which makes me kind of wonder how this would do with certain types of yarns versus others. Is the vibe of this that can I go fast? Like, can I go super speedy lightning McQueen fast? Or is it like slow and steady wins the race? You know what I mean? That's what I'm like trying to figure out. But guys, the sample is looking so much better already. Oh, okay, so some lessons learned for sure. So I changed up the dial on the carriage. I think this part's called the carriage. I changed it to be bigger because I think that I made it too tight the first time around, and I think I definitely succeeded by making it a little bit bigger. Look at that sample of beautiful knit. My hand knitting could never. My God, she's jealous. Who's jealous? Me. I'm jealous. I feel like I have the basics down, and I feel like I do kind of want to just hop in and start a project, but I'm also scared. So how does that work? Okay, so I think that honestly, I probably wouldn't want to go thicker than a, what is this? Probably like a DK yarn or like a weight 4 yarn. I don't think you'd want to go much bulkier than that, honestly. I think that probably a weight 2 to 3 is probably going to be ideal for this machine. However, I do have this yarn that I've had for a while, and I've known that like it's really thin, which is why I'm scared to use it on this machine. But because of the color change, I really do want to try using it on this machine. Or I also have another gradient yarn. And you can actually kind of see, I did actually test it on my circular knitting machine, and I really like the way that this color is kind of working up. So maybe I'll use this. I think this might be a little bit easier to use because it is more of that like light DK weight 3 yarn that I think that this machine would prefer. I would need to do like a tension swatch, a gauge swatch, and do all of that first, right? Right? Okay, I'm gonna think about this and I'll be back. Can I be so for real with you? I was following the instruction manual for making a tension swatch, and I was like, this is the biggest tension swatch I have ever made in my life. I think I get it. I think it's fine. And it was like requiring me to use, you know, the secondary yarn because it wants you to measure Oh, look how beautiful. But look how beautiful that is. Wow, wowza wowza. Also, like, I get why they want you to do it that way, but I am not gonna lie to you. I am kind of a lazy designer. I don't love making like a full traditional sample tension swatch, right? So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop here because I feel like this is enough for me to get it, you know? I'm like, all right, I get it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and wash the sample, let it dry, and then we're going to measure it out. Okay, we are now washed, and now it is drying, and I'm gonna measure it once it is dried just to see, but I don't actually think that the material or the fiber really stretched out or anything. So yeah, We're looking good. Hello, good morning. This is day 2 of knitting machine. I washed and blocked my sample. This is what she's looking like. Oh my god. Okay, imagine this as an off-shoulder sweater. So, I feel like I told myself I was going to research how to do cast on and cast off methods and decreases because that's generally what I'm gonna need in order to make this sweater. Maybe also learn how to do increases. I did read through the instruction manual. I do have that up here. So I have that for reference, but I did not research. I feel like because of how simplistic this off-shoulder sweater pattern is, it's like, and I know generally how to make it. It's like 6 total patterns, 2, 1 for each sleeve, 1 for the front, 1 for the back, and then 1 panel for the off-shoulder, and then the back off-shoulder panel. And it's like, you can make it fairly rectangular. I think I want to play around with a little bit of decreasing and increasing in order to shape it out, but you know, like, I'm scared. Okay, so first things first, I am going to take this swatch, I'm gonna measure it, I'm gonna do my little calculations, get an approximation of how many stitches I'm gonna need for each panel. I'm gonna try to figure out what panel I wanna do first. I feel like the off-shoulder panels are gonna be the easiest. Honestly, right now, I don't like how this was cast on, if you can see that rough little edge, you know what I mean? And so, I might have to do a little bit of research into some cast on and cast off methods, but if I don't find anything that I particularly like, I might just use my crochet. I'm probably gonna use my crochet hook to like slip stitch the panels together regardless. But I think that definitely I'm gonna probably, if I can't find like a good tutorial on a good cast on method within like 10 minutes because my patience is really short, then I'm just gonna use a crochet hook to like make a little cast on, cast off, you know? Similar to how I would do it with like the circular knitting machine. Hair clips going in. That's how you know shit's getting serious. Calculations. Let's do it. Okay, the last time I tried to do math, I had half my comment section yelling at me that they didn't understand what I was saying, and then the other half of my comment section were like, women in STEM, yeah. But I swear, like, this is how you generally figure tension swatch, get things to fit you, etc, etc, etc. So, I have my tension swatch, right? And in that, in a 4 by 4 inch square of it, that is equivalent to 20 stitches and 34 rows for my specific yarn and all of these things. This type of tension swatch calculation is applicable to literally anything, particularly when making garments. A lot of you guys ask me like, how do I get my garments to fit me so well? I do tension swatch, I do the quick calculations. So we are now going to set up a ratio. So we have in 4 inches, we have 20 stitches. That is going to be equal to 19.5 inches, and we're finding X. But this is generally the equations that we're working with. We're working with 20 stitches over 4 inches is equal to X. X is the number of stitches that we're gonna try to figure out, over 19.5 inches, which is the measurement that I want this panel to be, right? So we are now going to cross multiply. 20 times 19.5 is 390. Now, I'm also academically an engineer, and so I really believe in carrying your units of measurement. So I'm going to also multiply stitches by inches. Stitch by inch. And that is equal to 4x inches. All right, are we following? Hold my hand. Okay, now we want to find x, right? So you want to divide the entire thing by 4 inches. That way, you cross out the inches, you're left with stitches, which is the unit of measurement that we want, and 390 divided by 4 is 97.5 stitches. Obviously, with knitting and crocheting, you can't really have half a stitch Maybe you kind of can. You can't really. When setting up, in this instance, you cannot have a half a stitch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and round that up to 98 stitches. That's how we get to how many stitches we are going to cast on. Now, you're gonna do the same exact type of calculation, but you're gonna set it up with the number of rows instead, in order to figure out how many rows you want, right? So in 4 inches, we've got 34 rows, and that equals the 8 inches that we want over X. 4X inches is equal to 272 inches times rows. Now you're gonna divide the whole thing by 4 inches, and so you get, drum roll please, 68 rows. Yay! Now I'm gonna start working my panel of 98 stitches across, 68 rows. I'm gonna use some waste yarn on casting on and casting off methods. I just think that it's gonna be easier, and yeah. Whoa, dual camera, here and here. Guys, this is high key, so fun, so fun. I posted a TikTok about getting this machine, and someone was like, girl, we're gonna lose you to this machine. And I was like, no, you won't. You might. I feel like I'm better at using this comb thing now, which is amazing. And I remember yesterday I was very much like, should I go slow and steady, or should I go fast? I think just keeping up a good pace, I think, is like key, so. I'm gonna put some claw weights on now, because I feel like these little weight thingies really help. They're like very good. That's a lot of rows. This is so fun, high key. Sick. All right. Okay, so I think I almost am finished with one of the off-shoulder panels. I'm gonna use some waste yarn to cast off though, so I'll be right back. You guys, look at her. Oh, she's beautiful. Look at her. Oh, I think I'm going to use a single crochet to kind of close off these loops and take off the waste yarn. But we're almost done with one of the shoulder panels. I feel like it definitely took me like a good 2 hours of me just like, I kept messing up every single time, but it's like the cast on and then the like initial switching to your main yarn that's like the most difficult part. But once you get it going, ooh, you get it going. All right. Little update. I'm trying to make my second panel and I keep messing up. I keep messing up when it comes to changing to my main yarn, and I think partially it's not my fault. It's probably my fault, but I do think it's because this specific yarn that I'm using has a lot of little lumps all throughout the yarn. So I think the texture of the yarn, it's kind of getting caught a little bit. Also, these antennas scare me. I feel like I'm gonna poke my eye out. Woo, let's go. All right. Okay, set everything at D. We make it go swish, swish. Also, the levers on the side of the carriage matter a lot, as I have learned. I'm definitely getting better at using this thing. This thing is like my new best friend, actually. I can't believe that I ever said I wouldn't need her. All right, we're gonna cast on with our waste yarn. Also, I think that this is easier to do when I'm standing up, which is unfortunate for me because I'm really cramping, but this is really fun. Okay, let's do this. beautiful. Okay, see, like with this waist yarn, it's like the perfect weight and texture for this machine. Like this machine loves it. I made one panel, I can make this one. We've got it. All right, ready? Ready? It dropped stitches on the side. Let's see if I can use this tool to like do a quick fix. Okay, well, maybe that's not gonna work. I don't know. Let's try to see. No, it's gonna get stuck. Okay, all right. Time to do it again. I think I'm getting the hang of it, kind of. I'm making a sleeve. It's gonna be like 120 something rows. No, I lied. It's gonna be 185 rows. I'm gonna be so buff. I'm not even gonna need to go to the gym. I'm just gonna be like buff. All right. Literally, Teddy has been looking at me like, Mom, shut up. You're so loud. And to that, I say, I'm very sorry, doggy. You are not wrong. Hello, good morning. I'm so tired. I feel like you can see how tired I am. I'm very tired. I just had really bad cramps last night, so I just couldn't sleep very well. But no matter, we are back at it. Okay, so yesterday I successfully finished a sleeve. Am I losing my mind throughout this video? I feel like maybe yes. But look, sleeve, ooh, multicolor. And then I finished up off shoulder panel. So I made 2 panels yesterday out of the 6 that I need. You know, this thing is like, the time in between each panel is getting shorter, which is great for me. Love that for me. But also, it takes a really long time to make a panel, only because I keep on having to like restart my work. Because the actual, like, if I'm, you know, like if I'm like getting it, then like the panel will literally be worked up in like 10 minutes. Like it's so fast once it does work, once I've like figured it out. But I haven't quite perfected the technique, and that is why it's taking me a little bit, but that's okay. Let's go. Hair clips. I feel like I'm really exposing myself. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start creating the other sleeve panel, the other shoulder panel. They're both just like rectangular panels, just like slightly different measurements. Where things are gonna get really interesting is the front and back panel. You guys, I have an exciting update. I am gonna start making decreases for my front and back panels. I'm really nervous. It was such a struggle to just get a rectangular panel, if I'm being honest. And now I'm like, oh no, I have to like manipulate and start decreasing. These are my little slippers. And this is my front/back panel right now. I have 60 stitches across. I've done 85 rows for like the majority length of the panel. But now I have to start making decreases on either side to shape out the armholes. I think, from what I calculated, hopefully my calculations are right, I think that if I make a decrease every 3 rows for about 21 rows, it should get me the measurement that I want. So, wish me luck. Off shoulder panel, number 2, done. Okay, so I did technically, here, I'll show you. I did technically finish one of the front/back panels, and I think the measurement, I kind of thought this would happen honestly, but I think measurement wise, I do need to kind of work on it a little bit, because I think that I need it to be a little bit wider, because I took my measurement at my waist instead of my bust, which means that it's just too small to accommodate for my bust here. So I do need to make it wider, and I think that I'm gonna make this bottom portion, the row count, a little bit bigger, but we're looking good. We are looking good. You guys, I did it. I finished all of my different panels. Oh my god. All of my panels. And now I have to seam them together, but I am so excited. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, I will be back after I seam all of my panels together to show you the final product. Hopefully it looks good on. I don't know. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it fits. Okay, so she definitely needs a wash and a block, and I need to weave in my ends, but this is the final sweater. Oh my god, I'm so happy with her though. We love a good striped sweater. I think Teddy likes it too. Do we like the sweater? I think he likes the sweater. The edges are very much curling in and curling upwards, which I think will definitely be fixed with a good wash and a block. But fit-wise, oh, beautiful. Stunning. Amazing. I thought at first that I wasn't gonna like how the stripes don't necessarily align super well, but I think it kind of adds a little bit of character. I kind of like it. Definitely have to weave in these ends because I do look just kind of like a spooky little witch. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will learn a little bit more about this knitting machine and different techniques. I can share my knowledge as I learn it with you guys, and we will be seeing a lot more fun little projects like this. But yeah, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. We are so close to 100K. It's very exciting. Special thank you to all of my members over on Patreon. Thank you for supporting me over there. If you would like to support me over there, there are different tier levels that you can support me at, and you will get access to behind the scenes stuff. You'll get access to written patterns, my supply list, things of that nature. But I hope you guys are all doing good. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys are having a really great holiday season. I hope you guys are staying warm through this winter. It is very cold here in Chicago. I hope you guys are having a good day wherever you are, whatever time you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!